This is a short sequence of poses for the shoulders and the arms and the hands. It can be done together with the one for the legs, the one for the back. It can be done, for the most part, lying in bed as well as in a chair. We want to make sure that our feet are flat on the floor. I'm going to move forward a little bit so I can make my spine a little straighter. And we start as we always do, just tuning into our breath, breathing in through our nose, out through our nose. That circular motion, wave-like motion of the belly moving out, rib cage lifting through the chest before we roll back down, coming in under the next incoming wave. Paying so much attention to our breath that we get rid of all our concerns and cares and worries. Just concentrating on this moment and recognizing it as a gift that can never come again. Appreciating it, paying attention to what we're doing in each moment of this practice. And recognizing that our fingers often get stiff, we might even have arthritis. We're going to take either the knuckle or the pad of the index finger against the thumb. We're going to make some circles on each joint on our little finger on the opposite hand. Then we're going to move over to our ring finger, making a few circles at each joint, moving over again to our middle finger, to our index finger. And if we have to, we can adjust the position of the hand so that we can do the same thing on the thumb. And we're going to turn that palm up, put it on the opposite palm so we can take our thumb of the supporting hand and make some circles all the way across. The pads at the bottom of each finger, particularly the thumb pad, oftentimes gives us a little bit of pain. We'll switch to the opposite hand. Again, either the tip or first knuckle of the index finger, or whatever works for us. If we want to adjust and use a different finger. But we're just trying to bring some warmth, blood flow to each one of those joints, relieving pain, increasing the flexibility, adjusting hand position as we need to get to each one of those joints, into the thumb, and then palm on top of palm, massaging all around our hand with our thumb. Now we'll move up to the neck and shoulders. So we're going to bring our fingers low down on the back of the neck and just make circles up and down on each side of our spine, bringing our fingertips up to the base of the skull, coming back down again. Now we're going to drop one arm, we're going to take our other arm and bring it over toward our shoulder. And we're going to knead, pushing through the heel of the hand, bringing our fingertips in toward the heel as we work slowly across the top of the shoulder, maybe even down into the arm. We don't feel the need to do the arm, we can just move back and forth from the shoulder back to the neck. Maybe hitting the point that we feel the most tension and staying there for a few circles around. Then we'll switch to the opposite shoulder. And again, we're trying to really give it a good kneading, coming down as low on our arm as we'd like. And then bringing our head back to center, we're going to take a deep breath in and bring our chin as high as we can to the sky, sitting nice and tall, stretching high, and a nice slow exhale, bringing our chin in toward our chest. Deep breath in, stretching high to the sky, exhaling down. Just getting all the kinks out of our upper shoulders and our neck. And the next time we bring our chin up, we're going to lift our shoulders, shrugging them as high as we can, pulling the shoulder blades up. And then we drop our chin down, we're going to push down as far as we can. Lifting that chin, stretching the muscles, especially trapezius is a big cape-like muscle that goes from our shoulders to the spine. We'll drop those shoulders low, feeling the shoulder blades lifting as we come up, and then dropping down. And we're going to shake out our hands, and then shake out our arms. We're going to make fists with our hands and make some circles. We can go in opposite direction of the same. But we're going to come halfway around and we're going to open our fingers. We're going to reverse direction. Now we're going to turn our palms up. We're going to make fists with our hands and bring our hands in toward our shoulders. We can keep our elbows low. If our shoulders are a little bit stiff, our arms a little sore, if we want to put a little bit more work into building up strength in the upper arms, we can bring those elbows till they're even with our shoulder. Next time we bring our hands to our shoulder, we're going to open the elbows out to the side as far as we'd like, but really trying to take a deep breath in and then bringing our elbows together, stopping where we feel we should. We might be able to either touch our elbows together, but we're not going to worry about it if we can. Opening and closing with our breath. Now we're going to bring our arms out to the side, so even if we're lying down, we're going to bring our hands out to either side. We're in our bed, on a couch, whatever. We can have our hands resting on the floor, otherwise they're straight up to the sky. We rotate palms down and up. And here comes the sun, and we'll see what it does to the image. Now we're going to think about doing our breath of joy. So we're going to stretch our hands high. Our flexion brings our arms closer to our shoulder, our abduction out to the side, our adduction together, and then on our extension we're going to drop our arms. If we're in bed, we're just going to leave them drop down. Otherwise, we'll reach behind us. Deep breath in, high to the sky. Exhaling to the side, together, and back. Working slowly with our breath. And now we're going to imagine ourselves making tall branches in our tree, stretching high out to the side as we roll our palms down so that we're rotating our hands, bringing our palms together, straight up our midline, stretching the arms, palms up so we have external rotation through the shoulders, palms down so we're internally rotating. Again, around and around. And now our angel's breath. Inhaling up, exhaling to the side, inhaling down, exhaling hands between our legs, rotating through the arms, bringing our fingertips to our heart, pushing straight forward before we start all over. Stretching high, arms out to the side, down to the side, fingertips together, rotating fingertips to heart, pushing straight forward, high to the sky, up to the side, down to our side. Fingertips between our legs, into our heart, pressing forward, stretching high to the sky, opening wide. Now we're going to stretch our arms as high as we can out to either side. They don't have to be really high. We can keep our elbows bent, but then we want to bring our hands together. Maybe bringing our hands all the way to make a hug, or maybe just reaching for wrist or elbow. So we're going to try and switch the opposite arm over the top each time we move. Again, it can be wrist or it can be all the way. So we're pulling the shoulder blades as far apart as we can, stretching the muscles on the back as much as we can. And now we're going to work on the back. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to push our belly back, our rib cage back. We're going to pull our shoulder blades tight together, draw our chin in toward our chest. Hands resting comfortably on our legs. I find it easiest to put my palms forward, thumbs out. We're going to pull our belly forward, pull our rib cage forward. Pull those shoulder blades tight together as we stretch high to the sky. And then keep on working back and forth. Really good exercise if we have arthritis in the spine, any kind of lower back pain, stiffness in the back. If we're lying on a mattress, we're just going to think about lifting the belly, pushing our shoulder blades down, and then we're going to push our waistline in and roll our shoulder blades a little higher together. Thinking about that movement all the way up and down the spine if we're seated in a chair. But if we're doing this in a lying position, most of the movement is going to be from the tailbone to the lower part of the rib cage. We do what we can in the position that we're in, staying in our comfort level. And then coming back to neutral, we're going to finish off with some spinal twist so that we loosen up and down the spine, the shoulders and the hips. We think about always starting with the hip joint, pulsing, rotating through the rib cage, through the shoulder. Coming back towards center, we'll stay on this side. And now we're going to hold it. We're going to bring our hand to the opposite side of our legs, but we don't want to be pushing our knees over to the side. We just want to be rotating through the belly, the rib cage, the heart, turning toward the side. We can take our hand, let it sit on the side of the chair, or maybe even reach it around so that we can get more turn to the shoulders. And we'll come back to center and switch to the opposite side. So pulsing on this hip, rotating to the belly, rib cage, heart. Coming back to center. Same thing again. The center. And another time to the side. And back. Holding if we'd like, or continuing to move with our breath. And then coming back to our center. Sitting up nice and tall, letting our hands relax as we'd like. If we want to use one of the mudras, we can join our thumb and our index finger together to help our concentration. One hand over the other in our Dhyana mudra. We're just going to concentrate on our breathing again. Maybe play some quiet music or some kind of meditation, poetry reading, whatever we'd like. Staying as long as we feel comfortable doing so. And we're ready to move on. We'll bring our arms around high to the sky, down to our center. Namaste.